aliens. I hate those guys. Just roll the opener. Howdy. Welcome to Cryptid Caravans. We're hauling in new monsters all the time. Today we got another creature of the local flavor. Down in Louisville, Kentucky, under an old train track bridge, lives not a troll, but a devilish monster. The Pope Lick Monster. I wonder what the Pope tastes like. 17 miles east of Louisville, Kentucky, runs a little creek outside the town of Hopewell, called Pope Lick Creek. There's a 100-foot tall bridge down there, used by the Norfolk Southern Railway. Only problem, it's also the den of the Pope Lick Monster. A half-man, half-goat monstrosity, with the hindquarters of a goat, the torso and arms of a man, and an ugly goat mug of scraggly fur to top it all off. Now this monster definitely falls more into the mystical category than some of our past monsters have. There are claims that this thing can use hypnosis or even mimic human voices to lead the unsuspecting onto the train tracks, only for them to be ran over by a train. That happened to my mama the day she got out of prison. In addition to that legend is that this goat man hides under the trestles and grabs onto people's legs to pin them there until a train crosses. Or he'll jump down from the bridge and start swinging a bloodied axe. So as you can see, this is the most sentient creature we've covered here so far either. Not only does it actively engage, but it'll attack humans. Got a whole bunch of firsts today, and the possible origins of this creature are just as bizarre. There are claims it's actually a chemist whose face was deformed in an explosion. Or a farmer so disfigured he hides in the creek bed. Or it's the reincarnation of a farmer who practiced the satanic rituals of goat sacrification. The more widely circulated story of the Pope Lick Monster. I hear, if you lick the Pope in winter, your tongue will freeze to him. Origins are that it is an escaped freak show act. And this story is a good one. It involves ghost trains.
A ghost train! And so little time to get out of the way.
During the 1800s, there were stories of a wild creature bumming around the Canadian wilderness. Well, this got the attention of circus owner Silas Garner, who paid to have the beast captured. Once he had it caged, the Goat Man of Canada became one of the star attractions in his freak show. The circus train was traveling through Kentucky one night when the rail was struck by lightning, causing the train to upend and crash, leaving no survivors, save for the monster. After that night, it stalks the creek at Pope Lick, and a ghostly train passes over the trestles. Of course, origins of goatmen date even farther back than the 1800s. The ancient Greeks had a legend of mythical goat creatures called satyrs, known as fauns in the mythology of the Romans. They were Dionysus's wolf pack, known for debauchery and having uncontrollable lust. In modern times, goatmen have been spotted in the states stretching from Maryland to Texas. We may cover some of them down the road. Now, usually by this point, I'd be listing off all the encounters with the Pope Lick Monster. But here's the thing. Ain't no one ever had no sightings of the creature. From what I can glean, it was in the 60s that the Louisville locals started spreading the legend of the Pope Lick Monster. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a pope? I'm guessing 3. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And it seems to be the only that. an urban legend, a story teens scare each other with around Halloween. There was even a short film made in '88 based on the legends of the monster that renewed the legend among the younger populace. Unfortunately, even though the Pope Lick monster probably is just a legend, it has racked up a rather real death toll. About every few years, reports come in of thrill seekers meeting their untimely demise after falling from the Pope Lick trestle. Teenager J.C. Baum was killed by a train traveling on the still active railroad in 1987. During the same time, the legend of Pope Lick was being filmed. In 2000, Nicholas Jewell, 19, fell to his death hanging off the side of the bridge. And just last year, a 26-year-old Ohio native was killed from the 100-foot fall, attempting to dodge a train. Raquel Bain and her boyfriend David Nee were walking the trestles in search of the Pope Lick monster when a train barreled towards them. Safety was only 40 feet away, but the train was moving too fast. Nee dangled off the side of the trestle and was able to survive, but Bain wasn't as fortunate. Hunting monsters and trying to challenge urban legends, it can be fun, but make sure that safety is your first priority. Don't be trying to play with trains and railroad tracks. You gotta be smart, folks. Well, Pope Lick monster is a local legend that was brought to a wider audience by a movie in the 80s. The legend includes the sad truth of the real deaths, even though no real sightings have been made. I promise next week we're going to cover something a little more lighthearted.